Hey everybody, welcome to this achievement guide for Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered on the Xbox Series X. Today we are unlocking the achievement Original Gamer, and to unlock this achievement you are required to win a game of Fanorona, Morris, and Bowls on the Homestead. Now let's unlock this achievement. To begin, you are required to play the game until at least sequence 6 or 7, and then you need to have completed the Bowls Beginner Homestead mission available on the Homestead. You need to complete a few other homestead missions to complete this one, but it won't take too long. They all appear on the map, so they're very easy to figure out. Anyways, let's get started with this achievement. Take advantage of the time codes if you're looking for help on a specific game, but with all that said, we are going to jump into completing Fanorona, our first game. Alright, so to begin Fanorona, head over to the Homestead Manor and locate the game board on the main floor. This is where we will be facing Achilles in Fanorona. Now, when it comes to this game mode, you have two options: play it legitimately or cheese it. Very quickly, I'm going to provide you with the instructions for the game, pulled directly out of the game's description, so you have an idea of how to approach this game. Here are the instructions. The goal is to capture all of the opponent's pieces, and the rules for this game are that you can capture the opponent's pieces by moving toward them or away from them. When a piece is taken, all pieces behind that opponent's piece will also be captured. A capturing move is mandatory, but if you cannot capture a piece in a single move, then you can move one piece to a nearby slot. If a capturing move is possible after taking an opponent's piece, the player can chain moves until no further capture is possible, and it is also forbidden for a piece to move to the same slot 2 times in one turn. Alright, now those were the rules for the game. Just be aware if you are planning on doing this legitimately, it took me an hour to actually succeed. So good luck with that, I guess. You can follow along with the upcoming section if you want further details and to see actual gameplay, but this game is honestly best learned by attempting it. The tips I can give you would honestly just be me reiterating the rules anyways, to be quite frank. I'm not going to be a very useful, guide on Fanorona and how to play it. What I am going to be useful for is the cheese method, so let's get into that. Take a look at the description. You will see a link for an online Fanorona game. You are going to want to open this link and have it right beside you as you start up the Fanorona game in Assassin's Creed. So the basic system for this cheese method is that we are going to be letting Achilles play first, so that way he is making the moves that we are going to replicate on the online Fanorona game. Basically, we are going to be selecting the white pieces as our own on our computer or phone. Then we are going to be following Achilles moves and allowing the computer's AI to provide us with the moves that we should be making. So you're going to be moving the white piece, then paying attention to what the online game's AI does, and then you are going to replicate that in Assassin's Creed. You are going to continue this through the entire game, literally until the two AIs perform the same moves over and over and Achilles offers you a draw. Once he does offer you a draw, I recommend you take over and forget about the online game, as these two AIs and their moves will be stuck in a loop. When it comes to a draw, that's normally what is happening, it's just a stalemate. That's why Achilles offers you the draw, and that's why you want to deny it and take over. If Achilles has his pieces brought down to 2, he is going to be most likely headed to the corner of the board, or he'll be very easy to push there. Basically, slowly creep all of your pieces within a good range of Achilles pieces, and try your best to ensure that any movement he makes will result in him being caught and losing a piece because he has no room to move. Just try to replicate what has been going on in the gameplay that you find in the background here, and you should have no problem. Just be sure you can't get hit by a chain attack, because I have lost nearly all of my chips or players, I don't know what to call them. I have lost nearly all of them due to a chain move from Achilles, just because he got lucky and I wasn't paying attention to how close all of my chips were. So definitely be careful of that. But anyways, once you have defeated Achilles, that is 1 out of 3 of the Homestead games completed. Next up is 9 Men's Morris at the Homestead Inn. So, just like Fanorona, I offered you 2 methods, the legitimate method or the cheese method. With the legitimate method, you'll need to know how to play the game, so let's go over the instructions. When playing 9 Men's Morris, the goal is to leave the opponent with less than 3 pieces or block all of their possible moves. And the rules are as follows. You form mills to capture enemy pieces. A mill is formed when 3 of your pieces are placed in a straight line. Forming a mill allows the player to take an enemy piece of their choice that is not already part of a mill. During the placement phase, players place their pieces one after the other in any empty slot on the board. During the movement phase, players take turns moving their pieces to an adjacent empty slot. and during the flying phase, when a player is left with only 3 pieces, he can move them to any empty slots on the board. Did you get all that? All those rules? It's not the most crazy game mode, but it does involve a lot of strategy for the placement phase and then the movement phase. It's definitely something that requires a lot of thought and patience, which honestly, I just don't have. I don't have the time to learn and pay attention to this game. So we are going to go over the cheese method. If you're looking to play this legitimately, maybe take into account how the AI is playing for me, and then you can sort of emulate that in your own gameplay, so that way you can consider the moves that you could make and strategies that you could take, you know what I mean? But for right now, we are just going to go through the cheese method because I cannot do this legitimately. I'm telling you, I just don't have the patience and I don't have the time and mental capacity. No thanks. I'm here to play Assassin's Creed, not 9 men's Morris, But anyways, let's get into the cheese method. Just like Fanorona, we are going to be using an online 9 men's Morris game. So once again, take a look at the description to find the relevant link, open it up and do exactly what we did with Achilles. Let the opponent in Assassin's Creed go first, and then you mimic those moves on your computer or phone. Then you take note of the moves that the AI is doing, and you replicate that in Assassin's Creed. This will help you very easily breeze your way through this game mode. I completed my first attempt without too much trouble. However, I would recommend that you raise the bar or intelligence on the AI in the online game, so that way it makes skillful moves and you aren't taking forever to clear off the board. Just pay attention to the moves the AI takes and you should have no trouble, honestly. Once you have defeated the opponent, that is the second of 3 games completed for this achievement. Now let's get started with our final minigame, Bowls. This is personally my favorite of the games. There is no online game to replicate for this game mode, so you are going to do this legitimately. So let's go over the rules. The goal is to have your bowls as close as possible to the jack by the end of each round. The rules are as follows. The first player throws the jack and the turn goes to the player whose bowl is the farthest away from the jack. When a player exhausts his bowls, the turn goes to his opponent until the round is finished. The winner of the round wins additional points for every bowl standing closer to the jack than any of the opponent's bowls. When the player reaches the target number of points, they win the game. Just so you know, the target number of points for this game is 5, so you want to reach 5 points over however many rounds it does take you. Now let's get started with the actual game itself. I'm only going to be covering my best round, as it is probably the most useful and has the most useful gameplay and tips I could give you. So let's just jump right into that round. We're going to go over it really quickly. Alright, so just looking at the round, we're starting off with Terry dropping it. I think if Terry loses the first round, or any round beforehand, he's going to be the one that throws down the jack, so I think that's why he started, not too sure. But yeah, so we can see that he's got his ball down. What I'm going to do is just sort of aim to hit that ball, or at least get in the radius of the jack, so that way I sort of knock his ball out of the way at the same time. And you can see I'm the closer ball there, so it is just, I'm trying to keep that up. So I let him go again, he throws it, and I think, yeah, he is closer on this one. I think one of these rounds he ends up making a mistake and he has to go again. And that was nice for me because then I didn't have to worry about him interrupting any more shots and stuff. But this one was a really easy setup when it came to here. Yeah, both 2 balls here are super close and within range. And so I got 2 points on the board right now, as long as, I don't mess things up. And then right here, it's kind of at a really good position for me to knock his ball out of the way right now. If you can see, I am going to use the level shot, which I just press B. That is B or circle for PlayStation. That would be circle. And I sort of pushed it farther, and you can see now I have 3 of my balls are in the radius to get points, which is awesome, right? And then Terry throws his last shot. Now Terry doesn't have any more shots. He does have 1 point, so if I can do my best to knock that ball out of the way, then, I will win the round, which will be good. And look at this shot. I ended up getting pretty lucky with the sort of angle of everything, and I managed to get 3 points in this round. And that was definitely by far my most successful round playing this bowls minigame. Once you have earned 5 total points through all rounds of this minigame, you will have completed 3 out of 3 of the required Homestead minigames, and you will have unlocked this achievement. Definitely not too rough, but god, that Fanorona game really gave me a ton of trouble. So I'm so glad that the the online game mode definitely helped out in using those moves from the AI. Speaking of the online game modes, I need to properly give some credits before closing out this video. I'd like to give credit to a few True Achievements users that researched this information and posted it on the solution for this achievement. I linked it in the description, so definitely visit that if you want to see where I got this information, or if you just want to visit that yourself rather than watch this guide, definitely up to you. But you're already at the end of this guide. I don't know why you do that, but you know, that's besides the point. Let's get into the credits. First off, for the online Fanorona game, Aderito FSD did provide this link in a comment, so big thanks to them for linking that. It was definitely really helpful for me. And then for the 9 Men's Morris game, Jayasme, I don't know how to pronounce that, on TA did provide the game linked as part of their solution, so definitely give them a like on their solution if you are a TA user. And then last but not least, Apostle92627 had a fantastic solution that I took bits and pieces from to create this video. So this video is a direct result of the efforts that these 3 users put into their comments, research, and solutions for the achievement hunting community. Alright, now with all of that said, I hope I was able to help you out with this video. Please stick around and subscribe to my channel and drop a like if you did appreciate this guide. I've got a good amount of videos that are coming out for this game, so take a look at the playlist that will be showing up at the end of this video if you're looking for help on any other achievements, or you're looking for help on getting 100% synchronization on any level. Anyways, take care and have a great day.